This next story. So this is an interesting story. Someone has, you and I talk about often how there's another person, another group, another entity jumping into the whole podcast arena.
Yeah.
So the latest to throw that hat into the arena is none other than former First Lady Michelle Obama.
She reappeared.
Michelle Obama and her brother Craig Robinson.
Oh. My brother from another. Oh, might be the same mother. I'm Craig Robinson.
So jumps inside. So they launched this this podcast. But the interesting part is, man, there was some blowback a little bit. People were somewhat questioning whether or not folks have an appetite for this, an appetite for their show. So
for their show.
A couple of things. So the first thing I noticed when I saw the press release and the advertising, listen. Someone needs to check the birth certificates because I swear for God, they're twins. Like Michelle looks like Craig with a wig, for God's sake. Damn, they look so much alike. So put that aside. But what people were pulling away from this is when you looked at Michelle's kind of social media followings, all in, right? Multiple platforms, Instagram, Facebook, so forth and so on. She's north of 100 million followers.
Okay.
Great from there. The first episode that they did was 36,000 views.
36,000. And when was it? When was the first episode? How long ago?
Recently.
Recently, okay.
Right. 36,000 episodes.
36,000, okay.
Right. So they didn't see the converting over to the episodes. Then the second episode went down, and at the time that they're reporting it, 10,000 views. Okay. So as you know, in our business, right, when we see that, there should be a little bit of buzz on the first one, especially if it's somebody known. There's some buzz. And then from that first show, it should go up.
Yeah.
Right? But this went down, right? It was like a movie release, that second weekend kind of thing. So some folks are saying that there is, no appetite for this. That's my question to you. Do you think this is that the stats are a representation of an oversaturation of podcasters? Or is this more indicative of maybe things have changed? Maybe the climate has changed. Maybe that love affair that folks had, liberals and Dems and so forth and so on. I think you understand where I'm going with that. That's changed. Therefore, she's feeling the effects of this. Now, the one thing I will add to that, though, is I think it's more her brand when I say that, because it's not a political show that they're doing. So which one do you think more of it is?
Yeah, before you even gave me the second version, I was going to say that. It's the political climate now.
You think so?
Yeah, it's a political climate, and the Dems are no longer in power. And, I'm actually surprised a little bit because there's been a lot of rumors going around that there was a problem between her and Barack because he showed up at many recent events without Michelle by his side. I think it was Jimmy Carter's funeral, he was alone. The inauguration, he was alone. He just attended a recent basketball game. He was alone. And people started saying, hey, what's going on with Michelle and Barack? Like, what's going on? So I heard this was, she just had a very recent appearance for the first time since, missing the inauguration, that she's coming out and doing things right now. I just think, with this political climate that's going on there, I'm not going to say that their popularity is down. I mean, Michelle and Barack are always huge, right? She's a brilliant woman. I just think that she's a brilliant woman. Not sure why you're laughing. She is. It's a fact. But so I just think that the field of podcast, it's saturated, like everybody and their mama.
Wait, you just jumped. You said it was the second. Now you're saying it's the first? You said it was political is the reason. It's politically driven. I gave you two choices. Well, you said it was the second one, so now
It
you're
is the
jumping.
second one. But it's a little bit of everything. There's not just, here's the thing. There's more than one way to skin a cat, okay? So, there's never just...
So you think it's both?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both.
Great.
Yeah, I don't think there's just one. I mean, do you think there's just one?
Yeah.
Come on. I can see both sides of the story. We both know that the podcast field is saturated. Everybody and their mama has one, right?
Yeah, but I don't see that.
And a lot of celebrities have them too.
Right, but I don't necessarily see this as a podcast saturation issue. I think that you have your legion of fans, and they're going to go with you, right? If you are listening to XYZ person over here, and then someone that you're passionate about, that you support, has a podcast, well, ideally, that's where you go. Hey, you're going to leave this one, hopefully not the J&K show, and then go over to Michelle and Craig. I forgot what the name of their show is, so forgive me for that, Michelle and Craig. But I think the bigger story is, even if it is, to your point, politically driven, it's still saying a lot. Again, we haven't even talked about what his followership is. Because listen, at one point he was a head coach of a major university at Oregon State. He's known in his own right. He worked for the New York Knicks for a bit.
Okay.
So he's got his own followership as well. But this is Michelle Obama, right?
She should have started one with Barack.
Again, a composite total of north of 100 million followers. For that to convert over to 36,000 views, it is not good on any day, by any measure, by any metric. It is a bad look.
Well, you brought up a good point. It's Craig. Craig's the problem. Ain't nobody want to hear from Craig. Get Barack on there, and trust and believe we would not be talking about this topic on the podcast today. Get Barack in there. Nobody wants to hear from Craig.
I would.
You don't agree with that?
I would not disagree.
Okay, good.
I would not disagree with the component of it that would more people tune in because Barack's
100%.
on it? Sure.
Right.
I'll give you that. But the notion that Craig is an anchor pulling down the show.
He is.
I'm not going to listen to Michelle because I've got this benign, innocuous brother sitting next to me. Come on, stop it.
People love to see love, right? And with all these rumors that's been swirling around, is problems going on with Michelle and Barack. Can you imagine both of them coming together on a podcast together versus Michelle and her brother? Ain't nobody want to see no brother and sister tandem doing no. I mean, well, it's working for the Kelsey boys, but that's different, right? Because they're but they're doing their thing. But nobody knows about Craig Robinson.
Well, listen. Here's what I'd say.
And nobody cares what he's saying.
I think Michelle can get 36,000 views on her own.
She would do better if she was doing it by herself.
I don't know.
Because he has to be a part of it, and he has to say things to make himself feel important and like he's smart and stuff like that. And I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm not saying that.
Really? Because that's what I heard.
Listen.
Let me
rephrase it.
He too went to Princeton. He went to Princeton as well.
This is
just like her.
This is Michelle, just trying to bring up her brother. Trying to put her brother on her back, and let me help you out to get a little bit of shine. That's basically what she's doing, which is fine.
No.
That's what she's doing.
Nope. I disagree. I don't think. Listen, you ain't coming for Craig. Craig ain't did nothing to nobody. No time, no way.
He ain't do nothing. Ain't nobody cares about
you
hearing.
ain't coming for Craig.
Again, I don't have nothing against Craig.
Nothing.
I'm just stating the obvious. Listen,
it is not obvious to who?
No,
to your blind ass.
No, I'm just saying there is nothing wrong with Craig. He's a smart guy. All I'm saying
nothing wrong with him. You just said he's.
All I said is that nobody wants to hear anything. I just said when I said nobody wants to hear anything he's saying.
That's not true.
The mass,
I would rather hear Craig than Michelle.
Well, you're crazy.
No, I'm not.
Well, you ask anybody else. You speak to anybody else in this world. And no one is going to say that statement. No one is going to make that statement.
Come on.
And I don't even believe you. You're just saying that to just talk. No. You don't even believe that.
No,
you don't.
I do because I do believe that.
Okay, explain. Why do you want to hear from Craig?
Well, because as I mentioned before, he was head coach of the Oregon State Beavers when they were in the Pac-12.
Who the hell are the Beavers?
Oh my God, man!
So I mean,
you were just so. It is the Oregon State University.
Okay,
like you just stop.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying, Kay, is that the majority.
That's not all.
Listen, I'm not saying. I'm just saying the majority of people don't want to hear from Craig.
Multiple times you said nobody wants to hear from Craig.
Okay, now you're being technical.
Then I said me.
Okay, so let me rephrase it.
Then I said me. Then it was well, nobody with you.
Okay,
well, then you asked me why. So it wasn't a throwaway statement. This is what we do. We went back and forth, and I'm telling you why. One. He was head coach of a major Division I college team. Yeah. Right? He was also a part of the New York Knicks coaching staff. I would want to hear what he has to say. I'm a sports guy. I would love to hear that perspective. He also played at a high level as well. There's absolute Yeah, and so here's the thing, because Jay doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything.
Listen.
He didn't know. He was like, I said the Beavers. He doesn't know what it is.
Doesn't.
People are laughing at you.
My point is, Doc, can I get you in here for a second? Because my point, Doc, is that the majority of people in this world, I said I'll rephrase it. Right. A majority of the people in this world don't want to hear from Craig Robinson.
No, I just.
They rather hear from me. I'm a Craig Robinson, or the actor Craig Robinson. Us two Craig Robinsons have more of an interest in that Craig Robinson.
I don't get this. More people don't want to hear from him.
Doc,
is there an anti-Craig movement or something that I'm not aware of?
Doc, can you help us out, please?
People don't want, like, that's the part where, what do you mean people don't want to hear from him?
Doc, I said I rephrase it. And
majority or otherwise. How do you know people don't want to hear from him?
I rephrased it, so I said a majority. So
regardless of majority, I'm saying a majority. Okay. I'm close. But where did you get this feeling that a majority of people don't want to hear from this brother?
Because they don't.
Right.
Can you weigh in, Doc, please?
Great.
I mean, on average, I would say more people would probably tune in to hear what Michelle is talking about.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that they don't want to also hear what Craig is saying.
He's disparaging this brother. He doesn't know anything about him. Jay is so unplugged and so clueless when it comes to sports and anything. He doesn't even know the name of the teams, the mascots, or anything. But is comfortable in his ignorance to the point that he'll even mock this stuff and look hella fucking stupid. But he's okay. So maybe going forward, we'll put him in a clown outfit or something with the big red nose and shoes and shit, so that the rhetoric that comes out of his mouth matches the visual. Listen, I'm not disrespecting him.
Neither am I.
This idea that people don't. I don't know of any Craig Robinson movement where people don't. To the point that he says that it's pulling the show down. So here we've got Michelle's got a composite followership of north of 100 million people, and the first episode from the episode garners somewhere in and about 36,000 views. And this jamoke turns around and wants to put that on Craig. Like, it's mind blowing for no other reason than that you've got a hard on for this woman just because. You do, for no reason. She hasn't earned anything. But
Michelle hasn't. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Excuse me.
Have mercy on this man that he does not know what he's talking about. Dear Lord, he does not know what he's talking about. God bless this man. Pray for him. I will pray for him.
Pause, man. Because if I have to rely on the blessings from the Lord based off of your say so, I am proper, you know what. Okay, so stop there.
Listen,
stop
right there. All I'm saying is you think I'm trying to tear this man down. All I'm simply saying is he is not a ratings puller, okay? Nobody knows. A majority of the people When you say Craig Robinson, they're not going to be thinking about that Craig Robinson. They're not even going to be thinking about this Craig Robinson.
Right.
They're probably going to think about the comedian and actor Craig Robinson.
Right.
So all I'm saying is he's not helping whatsoever. If it was her and Barack, the show would do way, way, way better.
And everything you just said, I agree with.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's not all you said. You started out by saying that the reason why they didn't do well was because of him, and he was essentially pulling it down because no one wants to hear what he has to say.
Well, no one is interested in hearing. The majority of people in Hollywood and around the world, a majority of the people people don't even know who he is.
But he's
so
not
they have no interest in hearing from him. But the
show is not suffering because he's there, Jay. The show, if anything, he's not adding value, but he's not devaluing the product. He's not taking it. No one's saying, "Oh my God!" It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't have him insignificant that no one knows him, and then say he's affecting it negatively. If you don't know him, then he can't be affecting it negatively. Like you can't have it both ways. You can't even pick a side on someone that you don't have an opinion on if you don't know. You don't even know if you don't like them. You don't even know if you do like them.
Well, people don't like people. People look at people. Well, people do that all the time. Not that it's right, but people do that all the time.
Well, we're talking about this situation. And if anything, he's got the biggest cosign in the world. Someone that you say that the majority of people love and they want to tune in. And if she's co-signing him, that's enough for you to at least
we know why he's there. Well, not really, because we know why he's there. And there's nothing against. We know why he's there, and it's fine because she's going to try to put her brother on her back, and it's fine. So I expect most relatives to do that.
Okay,
but they understand that they need to help them. So that's just her helping him out. That is her helping him out, and that's fine. And I respect her for that.
Well,
she's a brilliant woman.
Evidently, the entire product needs help.
Well, yeah, but
all of it needs help.
Whether the ratings are smash hit or not, it's still she's still helping him out.
Well,
whether it's successful or whether it's not.
I want to be clear, and I want to go on record from one podcast content creator to another.
Yes,
I'm not, and nor is Jay shooting shots at anyone. And maybe that's why I don't. Maybe that's why I feel a little uncomfortable with it, where I think it's wrong, and I'm kind of also stepping up for it. This shit ain't easy, stepping up here, right? Doing this kind of thing, and the notion that we're gonna say, oh, right, well, you haven't heard it, you haven't seen it, you don't know anything. And then essentially, because numbers didn't appear based off the reporting, you immediately go at his neck. I just think that's wrong, man.
Well, you're the one who brought up the numbers.
I know I brought the numbers as a topic, and I asked you if
I wasn't going. You asked me my opinion.
I asked you your opinion on whether you felt it was oversaturation, or if it was politically driven. I never brought Craig up, her brother up, as a reason for anything. You went there.
Right.
Because so what do you mean? So don't put it on me. I just said saturation or politically driven was behind the reason why it didn't function as well.
You've seen plenty of people and plenty of hosts do shows that did not work out. You've seen that happen to Magic Johnson. You've seen that happen to the Cosby girl. I forget her name, who've had talk shows that was so horrible. Tempest Bledsoe had to cancel these shows because of their just lack of skills on air doing the job, right? So, and you've seen their ratings just plummet. So who are we to say that that's not a reason? We're all speculating here. You're asking me my opinion on why do I think the rating? Well, that's my opinion, and I think it's a very good one. I've seen lots of people listen, Magic Johnson's a brilliant businessman, brilliant. But when he had his chance to do a talk show, he was horrific.
Right.
Horrific. One of the worst. Him and Tempest Bledsoe was one of the worst.
Yeah, but you saw the product, right? In this case, this just came out of the gate. You haven't even had an opportunity to see the product, which is the reason why I didn't talk about the product of the show, if you recall. I gave you two reasons which I thought may have been it. One was saturation, had nothing to do with the product. Two, political climate, nothing to do with the product. I'm not going after Michelle, Craig.
No one's going after them.
Or the show that they produce. I'm not criticizing him for being and saying that he's the reason why it didn't function. You went there all on your own and decided to do that with Craig, and I just think that was a little bit out of pocket. You should look into the camera and apologize to Craig.
Craig, you're my namesake. I got nothing but love for you. All right. There are 2 Craig Robinsons right here.
You're confusing people on the name of the show, but please go ahead, finish.
I'm just saying, my name is.
Are we putting governments out there?
Anyways, you know what my name is. Good Lord. All I'm saying is, ain't nothing wrong with Craig Robinson, the man. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with him. But if the show is going down, that's on him. Because Michelle is a genius.
Oh.
She's brilliant. She's bright. She can speak amazing. It's not her.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
All right. That's where we're going to leave it.
Okay.